Hello dear children, today I shall be teaching you the sound of music part 1. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Yes, we are today going to talk about a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success. Evelyn Glennie, a person who fought against her disability. Yes, her name is Dame Evelyn Elizabeth N. Glennie, a Scottish percussionist. She has been profoundly deaf at the age of 12 and claims to have taught herself with parts of body other than ears. So here we can say that God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Dear children, the story begins like this only. A 17-year-old girl had decided to make music her life, though being completely deaf. This aspiring musician feels the vibration of an approaching train. She has been selected for training at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. Evelyn Glennie feels nervous yet excited on the first day of her training. Now we know that obviously Glennie started losing her hearing power gradually from the age of 8 due to nervous damage. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she did not move. I suddenly realized she had not heard, says Glennie. For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. But by the time she was 11, her marks deteriorated, and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. But then, Glennie can say she is definitely a kind of person when most of the people discouraged her, but she was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. And they were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for deaf. Everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. As I discussed, that she was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. So what happened, one day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. Okay, and what happened afterwards? He began by tuning 2 large drums to different notes. Don't listen through your ear, he would say. Try to sense it some other way, says Evelyn. And suddenly she realized she could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down. Forbes repeated the exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. She says, I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. So we can here say that most of the people discouraged her, but Ron Forbes noticed her potential and motivated her to feel music in different parts of the body. He took 2 large drums for tuning. Evelyn immediately realized higher drum from the waist up and the lower drum from the waist down. So Forbes repeated the exercise, and now Evelyn could feel certain notes in different parts of the body. So she never looked back from that point onwards. She definitely was very, we can say at that particular moment of time, she was very passionate indeed about music. And what happened, that Evelyn now could feel certain notes in her different parts of the body. And during her 3 years course in Royal Academy of Music, Evelyn scored highest marks in the history of Academy, got most of the top awards, and started giving solo performances. She's now one of the top multi-percussionists in the world with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and hectic international schedule. We can say she's a percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments. Dear children, mark my words, it's something very, very big in itself. According to her, she says, If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. It is fascinating to watch Evelyn working without much effort. She speaks clearly as she could listen till the age of 11. During conversation, she watches lip movement, face, and especially eyes. She had learnt French and basic Japanese. While playing instruments, she remained barefoot on wooden platform so that the vibrations passed through her bare feet and up her legs. She could feel music through every part of her body, that is skin, cheekbones, and even hair. As you can see here, not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audience. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award, says master percussionist James Blades. God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. While playing instruments, she remained barefoot, as I discussed earlier, and she felt the echo of sound flowing into her body by leaning against the drums. She has been a workaholic and has been rewarded enormously. I have just got to work, she says, often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous. Apart from regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. We can also say that she also teaches young musicians in her top priority. As you can see here, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. She gives high priority to classes for young musicians, aspiring musicians, those who are interested in music, and of course, teaching young musicians is her top priority. She's a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. We can also say that she has definitely, brought up percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, people who look to her and say, if she can do it, I can. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. Her life is an inspiration for all differently abled people. So, dear children, we can here discuss and we can definitely say that yes, life of Evelyn Glennie is indeed an inspiration for all those who are physically disabled and definitely are in need of help. Evelyn Glennie is an inspiration for all differently abled people. Hope you understood the story well. Thank you very much.